Anyways, I searched his channel and I saw a new video he posted.
Huh? Oh my god, no way he... Can't believe it.
This is how dumb my friends betrayed them.
Okay, you know what? That's it. It's time to get serious. No more silly things. It's time to get serious. April 2026. So basically, it all started in April 2026. So I was chatting on Discord, right? And then later, I saw this guy named Adobe adding me. And then later, yeah. So I completely just accepted it for no reason. So we've been chatting it around, right? Recently. And then later he was watching his YouTuber, and then later suddenly he invited me to that YouTuber's Discord server, and then that's where I met two people, Person and Fafi, aka Feza. So basically, and then later we created a group. And later, he asked if he can invite a YouTuber in, which he watched. And then we're like, sure, right? Okay, like nothing can happen, right? But and then later, he was seeming pretty nice actually, and yeah. So we've been chatting a while. We've been on voice calls with him, and then suddenly Fafi showed up. And later, that YouTuber asked us, "Who in the world is that?" And then later, guess what? And then Adobe had the audacity to say that she is a stranger. And then later, completely just called her a stranger. And then later, that YouTuber flipped her up and then later left the group. If Adobe didn't call her a stranger, none of this would happen. And then he literally made a freaking video about it, spreading a bunch of lies, and also saying that my proofs are screenshotted and also edited. Like, bro, if you can't see, that's your problem. And then later, guess what? Bro made a video about it, spreading a bunch of lies, and later, people actually believed them. Like, genuinely. Also, this thing didn't actually happen once. It happens like multiple times. So there's one that where he called me a crybaby. There's one that where he changed the group name constantly without my permission. I'm the owner of the group, oldest group of the group we're first in. And later, now is this spreading. Not only did he's trying to make Fafi in trouble, but he also made a video spreading a bunch of lies. And then later, and then guess what? People actually believed him. And then later, up to June, we started. Yeah, we kinda just and then yeah. So he was kind of mad, pretty actually. And then later, bro left the group. And then later, like a few months later, so like we're in a new group. Person's back from his account getting hacked. Fafi was doing Fafi is online. And then we just talked about how what happened on that day. And later, guess what? Adobe made like a millions of accounts, and later just trying to tell us that without us knowing, even though we clearly know it. So yeah, bro thinks that we're dumb, but yeah. Okay, so he made like multiple accounts. First is Bobo, then Night Moon, then Liam, then Nameless Guy, then Dark Angel, then Moon Lee, which completely almost copied my name but with a moon instead of a star. And then later, yeah, bro stopped making accounts. Bro just gave up. Okay, anyways, so he made a video about it actually. So and then bro spreading a bunch of lies, how he's saying that I sent it the guy called Mr. No Scopa edited screenshot. His screenshot was edited, bro. like that one where he was trying to get Fafi in trouble. So I asked him where was that screenshot, and then later bro said that he edited that screenshot like before. And also, guess what? And then later, bro literally seriously tried to confirm that Fafi was bullying him in Dragon's server while I was sleeping.